So there's something interesting happening with the tier 5 super Maelstrom ability, where the Maelstrom part is likely not that necessary anymore. So Ninja Kiwi has been on a mission trying to buff the super Maelstrom, and they've been doing it for the past couple of updates, whether it's some range increases or some damage buffs, which we're going to go into detail in a second, but I just wanted to show you guys what this guy can do now. So I'm just sending in a single BFB, and thanks to these new changes, they've basically made the main attack so strong that this thing is just, well, doing this. It is absolutely destroying all the Bloons without having to use the ability. This thing is the super Maelstrom, but the Maelstrom is not looking necessary nowadays. So what we're going to try and do today is a little bit of a long shot, because this tower is obviously not meant to be used like this, but we are going to try it anyways. And that is, we're going to try and beat this thing without using the ability. Or at least we're going to try and hold off on the ability as much as possible, and then if we really must use it on a certain round, we are actually going to do it. So let me quickly mention the changes that allowed for this thing to be possible in the first place. So the tier 4 in update 49 got a +1 damage, goes from 1 to 2, so that's going to be nice for the mid game. And then the tier 5's damage goes from 2 to 5. And when you give a lot of attack speed, and when we're going to give a lot of pierce to that guy with Striker Jones, I do expect some serious power to come out of this tower. By the way, let me just buy this guy, the tier 3, and just take a look at the range increase. Boom, that is insane. Also, some other changes happening in update 48, which is this thing, the tier 3, getting a lot of extra range. It actually gets 50% more range. And in update 46, I believe it was, we got a bunch of extra projectile radius on both the ability and the main attack. So yeah, past few updates, I mean, Ninja Kiwi hard at work at buffing this millipede attack. So let me get Striker Jones like this, and you know, before we begin, I actually just want to acknowledge that this is not a change that is that OP to begin with, because just like 5 damage, the idea behind this change is obviously so that this tower can hold its own while the ability is down. But if you play it on a certain map, like for example Resort or this one, Balance, then well, this change becomes a little bit imbalanced. Okay, so let's wait and see first off, where does this... Okay, so the Camo Bloon comes out of the right side, and we're just gonna let this guy leak, by the way, because I didn't know where this Camo Bloon comes out of. The reason why I want to do this, let me just hit retry round really quickly, is because I wanted to solve this thing by just applying like a millipede NG, the cleansing foam. So let's have the foam like this. We don't have enough money for a Camo Village, which we are gonna need to buy, but we're just gonna solve the first Camo like this, and then obviously this NG is gonna become an overclock, because we are gonna be like mega buffing this super Maelstrom later down the line. But it's this really messing with me a little bit, because we're trying to use the super Maelstrom but no Maelstrom. It's like, I don't know, it's like you buy the millipede sub but you never click the ability. You buy the millipede ace but you never click the ability. I don't know, it's kind of weird for sure. Maybe 36 and the lack of pierce is gonna be a problem, because that's one of the things that you don't actually get when you go for the top cross path. Like you get the extra attack speed but you don't get the pierce, but it doesn't seem to be mattering. Okay, so let's buy this guy. Let's buy the Blade Maelstrom. So this is gonna give us +1 damage, and you can already tell on that wave of pink Bloons. Let's watch it on this one. Yes, it just takes so little attacks to get rid of these guys, and it's only gonna get crazier from this point. We managed to save up about $40,000. I'm kind of trying to just save the money, and so for the first round of the Moab, I'm just gonna let this guy come in, and let's see if the Blade Maelstrom can solo it. We get Striker Jones to level 8. No, we didn't. This is gonna be an interesting level, because 5% range and 25% pierce. This is basically why I brought Striker Jones. Well, the stun is gonna be nice as well, but let's actually see if the new Blade Maelstrom can pop the Moab with the help of Striker Jones a little bit, but he does like 2 damage per shot. And oh my god, I cannot believe they actually popped it. I mean, they didn't fully clear it out for sure, but that was really good. So let's have the Alchemist like this. Let's just go for something like a 3-2-0 on the Alchemist, and I think this beats the Moab actually, doesn't it? Let's just not click any buttons. So previously you would have to use a button, but now, nope, never mind, 2 attacks. Right, so we did get level 8 in Striker Jones, so we get 5% range, 25% pierce. Let's just check this guy's range. It's big, but it's gonna go bigger, because the Alchemist can go to 4-2-0. We have a bunch of village upgrades, but let's just watch these ceramics, which it doesn't seem to be struggling with, guys. This thing is like 3-shotting the ceramics or something like that. Alright, so 49 incoming. Let's do a couple of things. I wanted to get some extra range, and we're probably gonna get the primary mentoring, but we're gonna get it for the extra range, not for the ability cooldowns at this point. Let's also buy the stronger stim on the Alchemist, so keep the uptime on the buff a little bit better. In round 49, guys, this is usually a big one. Look at this guy's range, by the way. He can see a huge chunk of the map. Maybe we can improve the range with a Millipede Desperado ability. I was thinking we can have that guy on the side, but let's see how we do on 49. Absolutely no issues. Honestly, I actually don't think we should be getting this guy more range, but we should probably do it just for the fun of it. Yeah, let's actually do that. Let's let's give this guy a little bit more range. Let's just buy a 030 Desperado here on the side. I mean, the problem is that he doesn't exactly attack with that many glaives to begin with, so we can give him some extra range, but it's like they're spread out so much that I'm not sure how useful this is. But I guess the tier 3 Desperado is not even like that expensive to begin with. If we're talking about things that this guy actually needs, it's Pierce. That's the correct answer, and we can probably get Pierce. I don't know, if we were running Geraldo, I mean, we did get a little bit of Pierce from Striker Jones, but if we were running Geraldo, we could do +2 Pierce, which actually, now that I think about this, doesn't work on the tier 5 because the attack type changes on the tier 5 tower. So that's actually a very interesting interaction. Let me tell you guys about it. So when you buy the tier 5, the Super Maelstrom, the main attack can pop all types of Bloons. It gets the normal attack type. So that means it can pop DDTs and everything. But if you use the ability cannot pop lead Bloons. So we need to find a solution for rounds like 95. Let's actually watch this one. Let's watch 54. This guy is just like, guys, like, look at this thing. It's the 240. Like, this guy's barely getting buffed by anything, and with the +1 damage, I mean, I guess we're giving it range and everything. Would the old one been able to do this? I feel like maybe yes, but maybe you would have needed to use like an ability or two. Is it gonna beat the BFB by itself though? I have no idea, but we're gonna try it for sure. So let's go like this. Let's give it the Deadeye, and let's see if the tier 4 is gonna be able to do it by itself. And then if not, we're probably gonna have to buy the tier 5 anyways, because we're gonna have some strong rounds incoming. But it seems to have beaten the BFB layer a lot of small Bloons. I cannot believe this thing. I think it might lose to the 45 Moabs, and if it doesn't, we're probably gonna have to buy the tier 4. It actually does not lose to the 45 Moabs. Alright, I mean, don't tell me this thing beats 63. There's no shot it beats 63, right? It's probably gonna have a Pierce issue, if anything. Oh my god, come on, it's a 240. I'm not even using the ability. What's happening? It's like not even overclocked or anything. I don't even have an overclock. Come on, this shouldn't be happening. Oh, there we go. We're actually gonna leak a red Bloon. There it is. Oh, it's not. No, we're not gonna leak. It sniped it. It sniped it. Is it actually gonna do it? I'm not clicking a single button. Is it possible that +1 damage is enabling all of this? What an absolutely wild change this is. 32,000 saved up with a 240 attack, and we're just getting started. I mean, you can see how OP this can be on a map like this, right? I mean, what is even gonna be happening in free play when we buy the tier 5? So if I had to guess, this is the 240's last round, or we're gonna have to buy the 250, which I'm actually anxiously waiting to do, because I guess I'm a little bit more excited about the 250 and how far that thing can go into free play, so I really want to get it as fast as possible. So how is everything looking? I think there's a little bit too many Bloons for this guy to handle. I feel like maybe if you give it enough time, it's obviously gonna deal with them. I feel like, yeah, this specific part where just like a million, you know, small Bloons and like a million mobs in the middle, I don't think it's dealing. Oh my god, it's dealing with them. Come on, dude. I mean, it has to stop. It has to lose at some point, right? 76, of course, not using the ability. Not gonna touch a single button, actually. Maybe 76 is gonna be the last one? Yes. Okay, finally this thing lost. Okay, let's finally buy the Super Maelstrom then. Let's see how strong this guy is. This is the main one. So how much of a difference does this thing make? Honestly, I don't think there is a Pierce difference, but there is a damage difference. And so, because it does a lot more damage, it's gonna be, you know, popping Bloons a lot faster, and it's gonna be freeing up Pierce in a way, right? So the round 80 ZMG is on the field, and we know that this guy doesn't like beefy Bloons. So let's see if he's gonna be able to deal with that, and then what is the round that this guy is actually gonna lose onto? Like, for me personally, if he makes it to like 90, let's say 94, without us having to use the ability once, I'm gonna be super happy with that thing. There goes the ZMG, by the way. So let's actually make that thing happen. Let's help this guy out. I want to get another village. Let's buy it somewhere here on the side. I guess this is gonna be a call to arms village, but we're gonna stop at the call to arms, I'm pretty sure. And I also wanted to buy a glue, which is gonna become a glue storm later on for the DDT. So we can actually have the glue like this. There's this little spot in which it's not gonna be able to get buffed by the alchemist, but it's still gonna be in range of the village for the cooldown reduction, actually. So let's have it like this. And how is our boy doing versus, well, it's gonna be 45 free play BFB. So this is gonna be interesting to watch. I'm gonna get the glue strike ability as well. Not gonna be clicking it yet, so as you know, I'm just gonna be patient with all these abilities. So when we see that we need to use an ability, that's the only time that we're actually gonna use it. Maybe we can just keep spamming the overclock in the meantime, but 45 BFBs doesn't seem like it's an issue for this guy, at least not as of yet. Yeah, this is so cool. It's actually kind of behaving like a tag zone a little bit, but it's not. It's the wrong cross path. We're not even using the ability, which is, I think, the thing that's messing with me most. It's like, I'm not used to seeing this thing do so much damage and be able to pop Bloons just by attacking them, so it's kind of new to me for sure. Let's get the Desperado ability going, give this guy a little bit of extra range. He is rocking 400,000 pops, so definitely carrying the game by himself so far. He's gonna deal with all these guys. I think he is, and because we saw him pop the ZMG on 80, ability, I don't think he's gonna lose to these guys on 85. Actually, the ones on 87 might be a little bit more challenging. Let's watch. So we're gonna start this round by giving him a little bit extra range, and I'm gonna wait a little bit for these guys to come in close, and then we're gonna use the overclock. So maybe like now, not touching any of the other abilities. And yeah, this is the time, guys. I mean, you can already see something like a 94 just overwhelming him. So maybe we're gonna need to like separate some rounds, maybe like separate the left and the right portion so this guy's Pierce doesn't get overloaded. And yes, he's actually leaking on 87. Alright, so no Maelstrom, so the rule still stands, but we can probably dump some other abilities. Like, let's actually buy the Glue Storm, and let's, the Glue Storm goes on cooldown, so let's wait a little bit. Let's use that thing. You can also dump the Call to Arms, but I feel like it might not be necessary. Let's also give him a little bit of extra range, and let's see how much of a difference this ability makes now. Plus 2 damage. I feel like it does, right? I mean, I'm not seeing the ZOMG layers, all the small ones are gone. There we go. So as 89 is coming close, we need to be careful to make sure we save the Glue Storm ability for 90, and actually for all these DDT rounds, just to be fair. So let's go like this, give him the Desperado ability. It's called the Take Aim. I keep calling it the Desperado ability, but make sure we deal with all these 45 balloons, and then yes, there we go. We're into the 90s with a 250 Super Maelstrom. No Maelstroms were used in the making of this video, at least not yet. And there goes the DDT. So DDT is obviously the first ones are not going to be an issue, but I am curious to see what's going to happen in 95 if we can make it so far. This is, by the way, a huge round, so a lot of balloons in this one. Let's start it off with the Overclock. Let's use the Take Aim ability, and then we might need to use some of the other ones. Actually, now that I look at this, I mean, the Glue Storm is up. I'm gonna use it. Yeah, let's dump the Glue Storm. I don't feel, bad using this ability because we have 15% cooldown reduction, and it's a fast ability anyways, but it's just a question if this is gonna be enough. And I feel like as long as the Glue Storm is going, we've not had any problems so far on any round. And just like that, we are on round 94 with the 250 Super Maelstrom. Now, my prediction is that we're likely going to lose on this one, and it's probably gonna be the Pierce. There are no 45 balloons on this round. If we start clicking some buttons and using some abilities, we might beat it actually, but yeah, this is probably gonna be the last one. So let's start things off with only the Overclock and the Take Aim ability, and it seems like we're already leaking on the sides. So let's actually go like this. Let's use the Overclock. Let's use the Glue a little bit earlier on the Glue Storm actually, so we have it back for next one for 95. And then as soon as these ZMGs start converging into the middle, let's wait a tiny bit more and then use the Call to Arms. Right now we have $28,000, so we can buy a lot of towers if necessary, and it's all gonna be support towers, by the way, because we're not buying any extra damage. So let's see how much of an effect this thing is gonna have. ZMG layers are gone, but things are starting to wear off a little bit. So the Overclock might be wearing off. We have a Take Aim ability, but this was right on time. This is last ZMG. Oh, are we actually gonna lose to this last ZMG? Please tell me no. I'm actually gonna dump this thing because it's gonna come off cooldown, I'm pretty sure. Get the Overclock, and please tell me we're defending the last ZMG. Oh my god, we actually defend 94. I genuinely cannot believe this is happening. 250 Super Maelstrom just attacking itself to victory. I mean, what? Who would have thought? Alright, so let's get the Glue Storm going. I mean, we have the DTs incoming. We could probably dump some other abilities as well. Let's go for the Overclock first, and let's actually try and save the Call to Arms for 96. So let's see if this is gonna be enough. We're deletting everyone, we're getting some extra damage, and if the Pierce doesn't get overloaded, which so far, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but it's doing kind of fine. The DTs are gone. It's only a couple of 45 Moabs, and we actually beat 95. What? I cannot believe what is happening. And let's actually try and be strategic and maybe take the win with this one. So because there are 40 fights at the front end of this round, I'm gonna dump the Call to Arms a little bit earlier with the Glue Strike, and then maybe we can get a second round of abilities for the ZOMGs later on. Let's also use the Overclock. $39,000, by the way. I would not mind buying something like an Absolute Zero Ice down here in the water. That's also some new technology possible thanks to the latest update. So the small balloons have been dealt with, and now all these ZOMGs, I think you just want to get the damage going in those ZOMGs as soon as possible. So let's just go like this. Let's use it, and as soon as they come in a little bit close, we're actually going to be able to combine the Call to Arms with the Overclock and the Take Aim ability. So let's do that and just hope for the best, guys. We have the money for the Homeland, by the way, but I don't feel like buying it because we might throw it around. Oh, it's actually leaking though. Okay, so I have an idea. Let's go for something like this. Let's buy the new Absolute Zero because it can be placed in water now, so it's going to be freezing some ceramics. It's going to be attacking some Moab class balloons. I know that we're missing a Relentless Glue, by the way, so we can get that up top as well, but let's just try it like this. So let's Echo with the same abilities again, but we're gonna freeze these guys just for a short amount of time. The overclock is ready, and then maybe we can just keep dumping the level 3 Striker Jones ability to keep the ZMGs in place for as long as possible. So let's start doing that as well. Get the take aim ability going. We're really pushing it through so that the 250 attack makes it 1.1 million pops. Is it enough this time? It is. So let's use the absolute zero so we apply the permafrost to some of these balloons, and I think we're gonna need to be just dumping these abilities as fast as possible. Like this round is gonna need to go in like one round of abilities pretty much. So let's use everything. Let's use the stun ability. Basically click every single button except the super maelstrom ability. Oh my god, we have so many things to do actually. Let me just keep using the Striker Jones stuns so ZMBs are getting kept in place. The absolute zero is attacking and actually slowing them down, and we actually might get another round of abilities now that look at this thing. So keep the stun going, keep the absolute zero stun going with the take aim ability. You cannot see anything, but what I am actually seeing is balloons disappearing. Like at least nothing is coming out. I mean everything is going in, but no balloons are making it out, so that's a good sign. Let's get the overclock going, and with the overclock we're gonna have our call to arms. Is it actually gonna do it? Is this insane 250 maelstrom actually gonna do it? Let's freeze everyone, stun again with Striker Jones. We're keeping everyone in place. It's gonna do it, guys. It's gonna pop it. Oh my god, that is absolutely insane. How many pops? 1.4 million. Absolutely wild. Alright, so Glue Strike is about to come off cooldown. Let's use it. The absolute zero comes off cooldown right on time. This is, by the way, without the relentless glue and a Moab glue, which is a little, makes it a tiny bit more impressive for sure. And are we popping the DDTs? I mean, these two are making a couple of circles, but yes, we do pop them. And that is 99 rounds getting cleared by this tag, by the 250 tag. So starting with 1,420,000 pops, let's just dump all of these abilities. Let's see how much damage this guy's gonna end up with. We're not popping the full thing for sure. We're probably gonna need to use the ability around 100 actually, but making it so far is actually really good. And then we're gonna take a look at the pops and everything and how much damage each one of these towers did. Do we get rid of the bad layer now that I look at this thing? I mean, it got like 13,000 pops. Yeah, we're not popping the bad layer, it doesn't seem like. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop this thing, the relentless glue, so that we slow the insides. This is gonna be a late pop for sure, but let's overclock, use basically all of these abilities, and actually for the first time ever use the super maelstrom. Is the super maelstrom ability gonna be enough with the main attacks? We're definitely doing a lot more damage. I'm gonna keep the absolute zero so that when we pop the bad layer we can just freeze everyone in place. We have another super maelstrom, by the way. I think we should use it, guys. I think we should dump it. Let's stop everyone with the absolute zero. Pop the DATs as fast as possible. Let's use all the abilities. We have another super maelstrom. I'm not gonna touch that thing. Let's use the overclock. Let's use the call to arms. We're gonna get the pop, but I'm really curious to see how many pops each one of these towers had. So 1.5 million pops onto the tag. Striker Jones did a lot as well, 450k, and I guess this Desperado maybe a little bit here on the side, but yeah, it was mainly done by this 250 tag, which we did play in the perfect map for it, to be clear. But this change, I cannot believe this tower can do this thing right now. That's insane. So that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.